Welcome back, guys. Last time, or more like for me, 5 minutes ago, maybe a few hours ago, at the point of this upload, I played the T-34-85, which looks remarkably, at simply a glance, like another tank that I like, the IS-4. But that does not matter, and it's also kind of false, just because they're Russian. But, I decided that I'd do another video for you guys, and so I have to decide on which video. Could be about a little Japanese tank, or this monstrous piece of machinery. I don't think I will, because sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating. Instead, I'll simply give you a video on this tank. Now, last time I told you that if you ever get this tank, don't sell it. Well, I think I'd like to explain to you why I think you shouldn't sell it. And the best way to explain that is by a match. Now, chances are, I'm probably going to get a match where I just get utterly and completely destroyed, and it's just going to completely destroy the point I'm trying to make. But, well, I digress. We'll hope for the best. Well, it could be better, it could be worse. There's a Conqueror. Conquerors have 6mm of side armor. That's a fortunate development. I don't see very many disadvantages aside from the M40, 4043, and the Waffle Tractor, which I can bounce, and the Object 268, which I can't bounce, and then those other two Tier 9 TDs, which I can't bounce. Well, actually, that's not necessarily correct. You'll have to give me a moment. I'm playing with music on right now. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I'm going to be turning it down, simply because it gets in the way. There we go. Oh dear. Sorry, got a little bit tangled up there. Sorry for the background noise. Alright. Losing a little bit of frames. Generally like to play with more, but, you get what you get. Oh, there we go. Now we're up to a decent amount. So, the E-75, well, it's got a 265mm turret, which is actually, I believe, possibly thicker than the E-100's turret, and also a smaller target. I'm not sure if it's thicker. I think it is, if I remember correctly. But it is a smaller target. Sure, there's the cupola on top, but the thing is, the cupola is a nice magnet. Because if they hit that cupola, sure, that's fine. But if they miss and, say, hit the armor that's right in front of it, they don't do, well, basically jack squat. Even if they're a Tier 10 TD. I've actually had Tier 10 TDs try and hit me there. They hit me in the armor in front of it, and they just bounce off. Because the armor is actually quite thick on this tank. So as we can see, we've got a Carnarvon, what looks like the Conqueror, and then the IS-7 over there. And an M103. Might not be the Conqueror, might just be the IS-7. Oh dear, you'll have to give me a moment. There we go. My volume was up very high. I don't know if you guys could tell that. Well, basically the idea is Carnarvon's giving our guy some trouble. Not really, since he's gonna die. But, he's a pain. We don't like pains. We like to kill pains. Oh dear. Always good to help a friend in need, you know? Could be the difference between, well, victory and defeat. Now, I may not be able to fit the entire battle into this video, simply because, as a rule, higher tier battles tend to be, well, just longer. We are doing exceptionally well for the fact that we are dealing with this, but there are simply a lot of factors that come in. Thankfully, we've killed 2 of their tier 9s, while they have yet to kill any of our... Oh, they killed one. Well, looks like I spoke too soon there. See, now the nice thing about this tank is if you can find a proper position, you can do a little bit of things, well, like that. And you also just sit there kind of being safe from anything they can throw at you. So it looks like the battle is swinging heavily in our favor. Oh dear. Yeah, now that is one problem. Sometimes, I can't tell if that was or wasn't a gold round, but sometimes, well, you just get shot at by a tier 9 or 10 TD. And, well, needless to say, you should be able to infer that that's simply not fun. So, we've got this IS-7 moving up. I thought that would go through, but apparently I was wrong. So we've got STI is over there, and our waffle truck and our RHM Borsig. I think I'm going to keep myself in a position where I can fire on that IS-7. I think he's trying to tempt me into shooting him, even though it doesn't really matter if I did, because it just wouldn't matter, plain as that. I think he's of the belief that if he sticks a little bit of his tank out... Okay, or maybe the M40-43 is just going to put a shot in me. Stuff like that happens. See, now, I am a very bad example of how to play this tank. And I am also in a very bad situation, where I have the Arty looking at me, a tier 9 TD, and a tier 9 tank. See, if I go up far enough to shoot at this tier 9 tank, he can simply keep me spotted for Arty. Then Arty can just, well, blow me away, which it very well might do. And then there's this T-30, and if I go any further than just barely far enough to get shot at by Arty and shoot at the IS-7, then the T-34 is probably going to just repeat what he did. I think he might be shooting gold simply because of the long line of the penetration. See where it penetrated, that's, you know, basically hitting me like that. So I think he might have shot gold, but I'm not sure if gold if the gold rounds he used are heat or APCR. If he uses APCR, then yes, I imagine he's using gold. If he uses heat, however, no. Yes. I am a poor example of how to play that tank. Well, I mean, you know, there you have it. It's a good tank if you don't suck and you don't get, you know, just crappy situations like having tier 8 RD, tier 10 tanks, and tier 9 TDs with tier 10 guns shooting at you. If you actually get a proper tier 9 fight where you're just, you know, duking it out with a tier 9, or maybe if you're just fighting a tier 10, you actually do have quite an advantage. So don't let my playstyle deter you from getting this tank. It's actually quite enjoyable. Well, that's all the time I have for now, so thank you very much for watching.